Trump tariffs on Quebec electricity backfired and put New England's power grid at risk. For years, New England relied on a quiet partner to keep its lights on. Not oil, not coal, not even gas, but clean hydroelectric power flowing south from Quebec. During the Trump administration, trade tensions with Canada escalated and tariffs became the weapon of choice: steel, aluminum, and eventually energy. Quebec's state-owned utility, Hydro-Quebec, supplies a significant share of New England's electricity, especially during winter peaks. Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire all depend on it. This power is clean, stable, and often cheaper than fossil fuel alternatives, but tariffs changed the math. When tariffs were imposed or threatened on Canadian energy utilities, suddenly faced higher costs. Long-term contracts became uncertain and investment confidence dropped. Electric grids are not like markets. You cannot just switch suppliers overnight. When New England loses access to Canadian hydropower, it does not magically replace it with solar or wind. It replaces it with natural gas. And New England already has a gas problem: limited pipeline capacity, heavy winter demand, and extreme price spikes. So, when hydro imports are disrupted, gas prices surge, electricity prices rise, and grid reliability weakens. During extreme winter cold, this becomes dangerous. Grid operators warned that reduced Canadian imports could increase blackout risks, especially during peak demand. A trade war decision began to threaten basic energy security. Higher electricity prices hit households, small businesses, hospitals, and schools. At the same time, carbon emissions increased because gas replaced clean hydro. The tariffs failed on 3 levels. They raised prices, they increased pollution, and they made the grid less reliable. Even U.S. energy experts warned that politicizing cross-border electricity was reckless. Canada is not an adversary in energy, it is a stabilizer. Hydro-Quebec acts like a giant battery able to respond instantly when demand spikes. Losing that flexibility is not symbolic, it is structural damage. The irony is that the tariffs were meant to protect American interests. Instead, they made New England more dependent on fossil fuels, more exposed to price shocks, and more vulnerable during extreme weather. After Trump left office, many tensions eased, but the lesson remains. Energy security is not nationalism, it is cooperation. Electric grids do not care about politics, they care about physics, supply, demand, and stability. When trade wars interfere with energy systems, the consequences do not stay on paper. They show up in higher bills, dirtier air, and real risks to everyday life. This story matters today because climate stress, extreme weather, and geopolitical tension are increasing. If leaders repeat these mistakes, the next grid failure will not be theoretical, it will be real and costly. If you want more deep dives into how politics quietly shapes your daily life from energy to democracy to power, subscribe because the most dangerous decisions are often the ones made far from public attention.